What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Littleroot Laddering. So we're continuing on playing some more Kyogre Ludicolo, and so let's see what we can do today. The last episode didn't go great, but we actually had some decent matches in there, and just nothing really broke our way. So let's see if we can rattle off a few more wins and hopefully pull out ahead with this team. Kyogre Mirror, but they have Kartana, Hitmontop, Ensign, Urshifu, Rillaboom. Interesting. Let's see. I really like Sableye. Really like Kyogre. I don't think I care for Ludi here, actually. I think I like Moltres and Coco here in the back. Is Coco all that good? I don't think so. I think I actually like his Escavalier more. Maybe. I think it's fine. Sure, let's do it. Let's see what opponents bring into the table here. Alright, opponent, what do you got for me? Kartana, Rillaboom. Okay. I mean, that's pretty alright by me. So we can Will-O-Wisp into the Kartana, protect Kyogre this turn. And then... I don't know, probably want to... Probably want to deal with this Rillaboom at some point as well. I think getting both of these mons burnt is good for us, because I could see them doubling Kyogre this turn. And there's the Grassy Glide, and I'm assuming a Leaf Blade. So we can swap into a Escavalier here. It's going to be a Leaf Blade into my Sableye. Interesting. It actually would have KO'd had it not been for the burn. Also breaks a potential Sash on Kartana, so that's good for us. So we'll go for the Will-O-Wisp into the Rillaboom, and I'm just going to hard switch into... I could go into Moltres, anticipating a Grassy Glide here. And like, Moltres is doing okay damage to them on the return. Like, we have Hurricane for 100% accuracy here in the rain. And like, we have Heat Wave, which is just good spread damage against both of these mons as well. Grassy Glide's gonna do actually a decent chunk. Their Life Orb. Interesting. Okay. So we get the burn into Rillaboom. I'm just gonna go for another Leaf Blade, this time into my Moltres. Should take that just fine. Okay. So I think the play here... I think I want to quash the Kartana. I could also swap Sableye out, which I actually like. I think I like going into Escavalier here. And going for a... so if they're Life Orb on Rillaboom, that probably means they're Assault Vest on Kartana. Which I actually think clicking Heat Wave here is like not unreasonable. Kartana is super frail. I think I like this play. I could see going for Hurricane into the Rillaboom. They're gonna withdraw Kartana. I'm gonna go into Ensign. Okay. Huh. Just gonna Grassy Glide into my Escavalier. Gonna take some more recoil. This is all fine. So now we can... I think I like withdrawing the Escavalier going into Ensign. And what do we want to do with Moltres? We could protect, which I don't hate. I could also just go for like close combat into the Incineroar, but I don't love that. I think I like going into Kyogre here. I think I just want to... How many turns of rain are left? 2. Okay. So yeah, we can protect here. And then next turn we can Hurricane into the Rillaboom. Like protect Kyogre and yeah, there's the fake out into Moltres, that's fine. It's gonna be a U-turn into Kyogre. This is also fine. They go into their own Kyogre here. So I don't see them bringing out Kartana in this position. I mean, I don't hate bringing out Kartana. They actually don't bring Kyogre at all. They just bring out Hitmontop. Like, that's just another Mon weak to Moltres here. So here, I think we can just click Water Spout and Hurricane the Hitmontop. Like, so Kyogre doesn't look great here. Seeing how they have double grass type in the back. It's gonna be a fake out into Kyogre, that's fine. Could be a parting shot into that slot. Okay, no Sash on Hitmontop. So that probably means Sash is on Kartana. It's just gonna be a parting shot into Kyogre. That's fine. So could see rain is going to end next turn, so I could withdraw Kyogre. It's going to be Kartana. Do they bring back out Incin? Or do they want to bring out Rillaboom here? Kyogre is going to get a little bit of recovery here, as well as the Kartana. Kartana is going to go back up to full. But then terrain is now over, so they could bring out Rillaboom here, but I don't actually like that from their position. Like, setting up terrain is fine, but now I have a Moltres that's uncontested and there's no rain to stop it, so I could see fake out into my Moltres this turn and a Leaf Blade into Kyogre. So I think the play is I'm going to go into Sableye, and I'm going to click Protect this turn. I can see Grassy Glide into Kyogre. I can see fake out my Moltres. I really want to see fake out Moltres, because then I can Encore their Rillaboom next turn. Probably not, because they still have Grassy Glide available to them. Okay. It's just going to be a Leaf Blade into Sableye, which crits. Okay. It's like, not the end of the world. It gives me a free switch into Escavalier here. This is attack boost. Okay. That's fine. It should still go down to a Heat Wave, I would think. And Rillaboom is slowly getting chipped away with this burn. So now we can bring out a Escavalier. I like Close Combat into Kartana, and I like Heat Wave. I can see them withdrawing and going into Incineroar, or going for a U-turn into Incin. But like I have Kyogre in the back, so Incin's not a problem. It's just dealing with the grass types that threaten it. So if I connect this Heat Wave on both, it should be a double KO. And they're going to withdraw, going to go into Incin, which is going to take a close combat. Granted, it's -1, but it is still a close combat. Okay, we connect the Heat Wave. That's going to be a KO'd Rillaboom. And how much does this do? Actually, a fair chunk. So at this point, I think I'm fine to lose Escavalier, because Moltres is going to be uncontested in this endgame, it feels like. And, like, I don't need Escavalier to deal with either of my opponent's mons because I have Kyogre in the back. So I think the play this turn is that I'm actually going to stay in. I'm going to go for a Mega Horn into the Kartana, and I'll Heat Wave. I'm pretty sure Kartana is Assault Vest because they haven't clicked Protect at all this game. What's actually great about them withdrawing there is they lose their attack boost as well, so they're back to neutral and they're burnt. Let me a Sacred Sword into Escavalier. Not going to do basically anything. Heat Wave should pick up the Kartana. And what does Ensign go for? If it goes for Flare Blitz, that might pick up my Escavalier, and then I get a free switch into Kyogre here. It's just going to be a parting shot. I mean, that's also just fine. It's actually really good damage. That should put it in Hurricane range, I would think. So yeah, this game is basically wrapped up at this point. We'll go for a close combat because it's more accurate. We'll go for a Hurricane here as well. I understand bringing both of their grass types here, but I'm curious as to why they didn't bring the Kyogre on their end. Like, it lines up well against a non-zero amount of my mons. I would think, like, I guess in the Kyogre mirror, you don't really, like, you're not lining up particularly well unless you have exactly Thunder on yours. So I could see the desire to not want to bring it there. But I think on the back of, like, potentially being Choice Scarf and just outspeeding a majority of my mons to be able to fire off a big water spout, that seems really important. It's just Wave Incense. And they are Calm Mind as well. Life Orilla. Focus Ashes on the Urshifu with Rain Dance. Very interesting choice. Assault Vest in the Kartana. Ah, yes, the old Assault Vest Protect. Very nice. I'm actually kind of glad we never went for a knockoff into this and then they get us with a Protect. That's one way to do it. Minus defense on your Hitmontop is probably not desirable. Probably want to be minus special attack. Wide Guard, Fake Out. Yeah, nothing really surprising here on the Hitmontop. Figgy Berry is not something you see a ton of anymore on Ensign. This thing is also extremely bulky. But, like, no HP investment? Very, very interesting team. Let's get paired up here for game number 2. See what we can do. Stakataka Pincurchin. This is a team that exists. I actually really like Sableye here. What is Pincurchin doing for them? It's like counterplay for opposing Mungus? Let's see. What do we like? I think Kyogre plus Sableye up front is pretty okay for us. If they lead Stakataka, we can go for a burn into it. If they lead Mineshow, I can just, like, I can Encore them into Fake Out. Then I think I like Escavalier, and I think I like Coco. I can see bringing Ludi, just so I have another Spore Resist, like Spore Immunity. But I think based on the fact that they want to try to set up Trick Room, I think I like Coco more because it gives me a better switch in for Pincurchin. I think this is fine. I think Kyogre is just enough pressure. The more I've played with this team, the less I've been impressed with Ludi, and the more I just want to lean into Kyogre. And that's not saying Ludi is bad, but I don't particularly care for it next to specifically Kyogre. It's going to be Mind Chow Pincurchin. Okay. Alright, alright. So I can, let's see, I'll protect Kyogre this turn, and I will Encore the Mind Chow. I see a Fake Out in my future. Could also just Will-O-Wisp it this turn, and then Encore it next turn. I don't hate that either. What do you got? It's going to be a Fake Out. Okay. So yeah, we can go for Encore into it next turn, and that makes them waste a turn. Is this Discharged, Thunder, Rising Voltage? Yeah, that's a really good way to kill a Kyogre. I don't particularly care for that. So now we will Water Spout, and we will... No, I do not want a Water Spout. I just want to Scald the Pincurchin, because Mind Chow could have Wide Guard. I'm going to Encore into it. If there's the Wide Guard. So now they're going to be locked into it if they want to stay in here. I really need this to KO, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. It actually is. Oh, nice crit. I'm not sure if that crit mattered. I'll take it. That's fine by me. Good job, Kyogre. You're impressive, my dude. It's gonna be Yveltal coming out. Okay, so I can't quash that one. But I can Ice Beam it. Man, Sableye, you ain't looking too hot here, buddy. So I think this is a free switch in to Coco. I think this is fine. Yeah, they're going to withdraw Mind Chow. That's fine. They're going to go into Entei. So I debated clicking Water Spout this turn, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. Just on the back that, like, I think I would rather just deal with this, deal with the Yveltal by itself. And obviously clicking a Water Spout on the turn that it, that Kyogre, like, that Mind Chow is switching out is good for us, but... Can you stop with the crits this game? Like, I know we had one, but I would prefer that you also didn't have one. That did, like, nothing. Oh, but we get the freeze! We're so good at this game. So now we can Water Spout. And we can... I kind of just want to stay in. And go for the old Razzle Dazzle. Could also just Electro Web. I think Electro Web is better because then Kyogre is going to be faster than their Entei. They have Stone Edge. So that tells me they're Scarf, and they went for Protect on Yveltal this turn. The fact that they're faster than my Coco tells me that they're Scarf. And now you get a full power Water Spout in the rain. Easy double KO. Yeah, this is just like textbook Kyogre games here. Like, just click the super damaging move. Obviously, you know, we had to play around Wide Guard this game and everything else, but overall, like, we have just been very much in the driver's seat this game. I think that crit onto the Pincurchin probably mattered. But end of the day, I don't want to click Water Spout. I want to Scald. Because I believe this still works for them. I'm actually not sure how Wide Guard works with single target spread moves. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's still, like, I think the attack goes through. So it's probably better to click Dazzling Gleam and Water Spout there. Opponent concedes, so, you know, that's also fine. I'm pretty okay with that as well. So let's see. I mean, that game, like, Ludi. Oh, did I disconnect? I mean, I know my internet is bad, but did I disconnect? Huh. Okay. I don't know, but let's get paired up here for game number 3. You know, as I was saying, I feel like we were pretty set up to take over that game from turn 1. That crit onto the Pincurchin might have honestly mattered, but reading the Wide Guard from our opponent just meant that we were just never going to be threatened by the Pincurchin. Like, the fact that we were just able to ignore the Mind Chow and, like, read into what it was going to do is just A+ for us. So felt pretty comfortable in basically all aspects of that game. Obviously, the freeze was very good for us. Kyogre dodging the Snarl as well was very good. So, like, we had a bunch of luck go our way. And, you know, obviously our opponent had the crit on the Snarl, but that was about all they had in that game that went well. Mewtwo? Mewtwo! That's not a Mon you see ever. Sableye doesn't look all that great here, seeing how they have Incineroar and Moltres. But I think, let's see. I think I like Sableye just on the back of Venusaur, like, so we can stop Venusaur from doing its thing, and like we get to also shut down Whimsicott, and like Moltres looks appealing here as well. So I think the lead I like is Sableye Moltres with Coco and Kyogre in the back. I could see leaving Coco at home and bringing Escavalier. But I don't think bringing the Mon that's 4 times weak to fire in a matchup with Torkoal and Incineroar is very appealing. Yeah, I think Coco's probably better here for us. All right, opponent. Game number 3 coming right up. Let's see what we got. It's going to be Ensign Venu. Okay. I'm all right with this lead. So we can... What do I like here? I kind of want to just Will-O-Wisp into the Venusaur. And protect. And then next turn, depending on what Venu does. Oh, okay, this is also fine. They're going to go into their Moltres. Also fine. No, this is not fine. I can't Will-O-Wisp it now. They're going to roar my Sableye out. Okay. Here's my Tapu Koko. Thank you. I feel like this is pretty okay for us. Because now I kind of want a Dazzling Gleam. You could also Electro Web, but I think Dazzling Gleam is probably better. Their Moltres is probably faster than ours. I think Dazzling Gleam plus Heat Wave is probably correct this turn. Like, obviously, we're not picking up a KO on the Ensign. We are going to do a non-zero amount of chip damage, and that's fine. This also plays, like, into Mewtwo switching in here. I think this is all pretty okay for us. Unnerve is annoying, but not the end of the world. We missed the Mewtwo, which is unfortunate, because that's the one I really would have liked to hit. They're going to go for a Flare Blitz, presumably into Coco. Holy cow, calm down there, Ensign. And they get the burn, which is unfortunate. But, like, they take a ton of recoil. And now, how fast is my Coco? That's the real question here. We're max speed. So we can go for an Electro Web and a Heat Wave here. Electro Web's going to allow us to outspeed the Mewtwo. Heat Wave will do decent damage into it. What's actually good about this is they don't have Torkoal here. It's like, once I bring in my Kyogre, I'm in full control of the rain. Nice crit into the Ensign. Oh, that's not a crit. So we might just actually pick up the Ensign here. Heck yeah. Coco is going to go down to burn. But now what? I can bring out Sableye and I can Quash plus... I think actually bringing out Sableye here is fine. Because I can Encore the Mewtwo into Protect and click Heat Wave. I think this is fine. Dealing with the Mewtwo is like my #1 priority at this point. Because like Mewtwo's not really doing anything here. And unfortunately, like Sableye can't do anything into the Moltres, so like that's annoying, but not the end of the world. Alright, they get the double, which is annoying. They're gonna nasty plot. Man, I really wish I could Encore him into that. But I think keeping Sableye around to deal with their... Keeping Sableye around to deal with Venusaur in the back is pretty okay. And I'm going to go for a Hurricane into the Moltres here. They are faster than me, so they're not going to be at +3 to attack into me. But I mean, if Fiery Wrath is going to do decent damage here, gotta remember Moltres can't currently eat its berry. And there's the Fiery Wrath. I mean, that does decent damage. How much does this do, though? Not enough. We get the Confusion, which is really good. And they get the Berserk trigger, which is obviously not very good. So let's see. 99 over 175 is how much? 56 times 150 is 84. So Water Spout is technically more powerful than Scald here, but I think Scald is still the correct play. I think I lose Kyogre to a Fiery Wrath, though, now that they're at +3. So I think my out here is Confusion hit. Okay, Mewtwo protects again. Hit yourself. Please. Oh, they just protect here. Okay, this is fine. Because I get a free Roost, which is huge. Absolutely huge for us. Alright, so Mewtwo can actually do things now. I still think Scald is the correct play. And I think Hurricane into the Moltres here. And there's a Scythe Strike. How much does this do? Ow. No Life Orb, that explains why. Oh, we actually outspeed their Moltres. That's huge. Sick. That's actually fantastic. Because now I get to Hurricane into their Mewtwo. And dang near pick up the KO on it. And we get another Confusion? Moltres, you need to calm down, my dude. So like here, I think the play, I want to protect Kyogre, and I'll go for the Hurricane into Venusaur, because I want Moltres to go down this turn. I mean, that's also fine, but like now I just get a free Hurricane into the Venusaur as well. So like this all kind of just worked out. Moltres, my dude. So I think I'm fine going into Sableye now. Do I? Do I want to go into Sableye? I think this is fine. And I'll click Heat Wave this turn. I want to preserve Kyogre because I think it's our best end game. Like they could Scythe Strike into my Kyogre. Hit yourself? Dang. Alright, they Scythe Strike into Mewtwo, that's fine. Because now I can quash the Venusaur this turn. Hit yourself? Heck yeah. So now I quash and I Ice Beam, and that should be game. Man, honestly, like the games today have felt extremely good. Like just super positive matchups all across the board. I think this game could have gone differently if our opponent had brought Torkoal, and like having Torkoal plus Venusaur would have been potentially problematic for us. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with how this team played today. If our opponent would lock in their move so I can Ice Beam them and pick up the KO. Opponent. Maybe. Yep. Opponent concurs that this game is over. And honestly, you know, I played that game pretty well, you know, where we were able to pivot around to be able to preserve the Sableye in a way where it was going to be able to beat up the... Oh, Mewtwo's actually speed tied with Coco. Interesting as well. But we were going to be able to set up Sableye in a way where Kyogre was going to be able to beat the Venusaur in the end game. Assault Vest Venusaur. That is a thing that exists. Yawn, nothing surprising there. Goggles Ensign. Super offensive as well. With Roar. Adrenaline Orb Moltres. Yeah, they have speed investments, so they were actually going to be guaranteed faster than us as well. Focus Dash Whimsicott, nothing surprising there. Yeah, cool team from our opponent. I am a fan of what they had going on, but that is going to be our time with this team, everybody. So I'm going to throw up this rental code one more time. Pick it up while it's available. Team's really fun. I am a fan of everything we got going on here. So that is it, everyone. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back next week with some more Littleroot laddering. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.